Hey, Torrent Tigers, Miss Cassie here, and this month starts new lessons. We have for the month of May. All right, for the month of May, our theme is life science, like father, like son. So in these chapters, we're going to learn about our traits and characteristics and how we get those from the people that we're related to. So chapter 1, like your grandparents. Josh looks at pictures. He sees a picture of his great-grandpa. It was a long time ago. His great-grandpa was 4 years old. Looks at a picture of him. Josh looks like his great-grandpa. They both have brown hair. Josh and his great-grandpa have brown eyes. Looks at another picture. He sees his great-grandpa buy a house. His great-grandpa built the house. Josh's dad likes to build things. Josh looks at another picture. He sees a little girl and boy. It is Grandma Barb. The little boy is her brother. Josh looks at a picture of Claire. Claire is Josh's sister. Claire looks like Grandma Barb. Claire looks like her grandma. They both have blue eyes. Josh looks at more pictures. Grandma Barb was a teacher. Claire wants to be a teacher. Grandma and Claire are the same in some ways. Parents and kids can have the same traits. They can have different traits too. A trait is how a person looks. Josh looks like his great-grandpa. Claire looks like Grandma Barb. People and families can be the same. People and families can be different. Here is the start of Josh's family tree. He has great-grandpa and great-grandma and great-uncle Bill and Grandma Barb. And now we're going to look at pictures of me and my grandparents, and we're going to see what traits I have the same and different. So this is my Grandma Sandy and my Grandpa Bill, and these are my mom's parents. So we don't have the same hair color. See, they both have dark hair, and I have light brown, sandy blonde hair. But we have olivey skin tone, and that I get from this side of the family. This is my Grandma Sandy and my Grandpa Bert. And these are my dad's parents. Myself and my grandma and grandpa, we have blue eyes and blonde hair. And that is what I get from this side of the family. Also, my Grandma Sandy, she was a teacher for many, many years. And ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a teacher just like her. Now let's answer some questions about our chapter. Remember, we're going to use our yes and our no. What is this chapter about? Is this chapter about houses? Yes or no? No. Is this chapter about grandparents? Yes or no? Yes, this chapter is about grandparents and how we have some traits alike and some traits different from our grandparents. Who does Josh look like? Does Josh look like his dog? Yes or no? No, Josh doesn't look like his dog. Does Josh look like his great-grandpa? Yes or no? Yes. Josh looks like his great-grandpa. What do Josh and his great-grandpa both have? Do they both have orange shirts? Yes or no? No. Do they both have brown eyes? Yes or no? Yes, they both have brown eyes and brown hair. What is how a person looks? Is a camera how a person looks? Yes or no? No, that's not how someone looks. We can look at a picture taken with a camera, but that's not describing how someone looks. Is a trait how a person looks? Yes or no? Yes, a trait is how a person looks, like their eye color or their hair color. What is important to know about this chapter? Is it important to know that Claire wants to build a garage? Yes or no? No. Is it important to know that grandparents and kids have the same traits? Yes or no? Yes, grandparents and kids can have the same traits. Now we're going to read chapter 2, like our parents. In chapter 1, we read how we can be like our grandparents and have some traits the same as them and some different. So let's see how we are like our parents. John looks at more pictures. He sees a little boy with Grandma Barb. It is his dad. Josh looks at another picture. Josh's dad is with his sisters. Josh looks like his dad. Claire looks like her aunt. Josh looks at more pictures. Josh learns he looks like his family. Claire looks like her family too. Josh is like his dad's family. Is Josh like his mom? Josh puts his hands together. Josh's left thumb goes on top. Josh's mom puts her left thumb on top. Josh is like his mom. Claire puts her right thumb on top. Claire is like her dad. Josh and Claire are different. They are like their parents. Why does Josh look like his parents? It's all in the genes. Genes are in your body, not the genes we wear on our body, the genes that are inside our body. All right, here's his family tree again. It's expanding. So we have great grandpa, great grandma, great Uncle Bill, Grandma Barb, now Grandpa Gene, his dad Steve, his Aunt Amy, and his Aunt Carrie. Let's look at a picture of me and my parents, and let's see what I have the same as them, and maybe let's see what's different. Now, my dad and I, we both have blue eyes, but I have my mom's smile, and I have the same skin color, skin tone, that olive skin tone as my mom. Now, my hair, it's kind of in between theirs, so I probably get that from both of them. My dad and I, we both have these little balls on the end of our nose. So I have my dad's nose. My mom is also a teacher, and her and I have that in common. Now let's answer some questions about the chapter. What is this chapter about? Is this chapter about plants? Yes or no? No, this chapter is not about plants. Is this chapter about parents? Yes or no? Yes, this chapter is about parents and the traits we get from them. What does Josh put together? Does he put his feet together? Yes or no? No. Does he put his hands together? Yes or no? Yes. He puts his hands together to see which thumb goes on top, and he finds out that him and his mom are alike that way. What does Josh's mom put on top of her hand? Does she put her knee on top of her hand? Yes or no? No. Does she put her left thumb on top of her hand? Yes or no? Yes, she puts her left thumb on top of her hand. What are Josh and Claire's hands like? Are Josh and Claire's hands the same? Yes or no? No. Josh and Claire's hands are not the same. Are they different? Yes or no? Yes, Josh and Claire's hands are different. They don't put the same thumb on top. They each put a different thumb on top. What is important to know about this chapter? Is it important to know that Josh likes to play baseball? Yes or no? No, it's not important to know that Josh likes to play baseball. Is it important to know that Josh looks like his parents? Yes or no? Yes, it is important to know that Josh looks like his parents and he gets some traits from both of his parents. And those traits are in our genes. Hope you guys enjoyed our chapters from ULS for this week. And I can't wait to read to you guys next week. Take care. Be well.